It's been 10 years.
In today's LEGO Star Wars review, we're going to be taking a look at a set that has apparently been 10 years in the making, set number 75354, the Coruscant Guard Gunship. This set retails for $140 and includes 1,083 pieces. LEGO's last attempt at a Republic gunship was in 2013. This version of the gunship was based on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This meant that the 2013 gunship was based on the movie, not the Clone Wars. So it featured only one half door, a quite frankly poor attempt at ball turrets, and characters based on that movie. Our last Clone Wars version of a gunship was in 2008 with the Republic Attack gunship. That was based on Star Wars The Clone Wars. Until 2023. The Coruscant Guard gunship, as it's called, no Republic reference in the name there, is in fact based on the Clone Wars style of gunship. So this features double doors. Oh, wait. No. It features a completely covered troop bay. There we go. As you probably know from either the show itself or from other reviews on this set is based off of a single Star Wars The Clone Wars episode found in Season 6, Episode 7, Crisis at the Heart. We see these really unique gunships for a few seconds at the start of the episode, and again, as the episode continues, spoiler alert, getting blown up. But other than that, we'd never see these gunships again. What is so special about this type of Clone Wars gunship? Why would LEGO choose to go this route? We'll cover that at the end of this review. Let's start with the minifigures of this set. This set features 5 total minifigures, that being a brand new Chancellor Palpatine, featuring a fully redesigned look. He is featured with a new hairpiece, new face print, and new body print. He is also featured with a robe or dress piece for his legs. A very interesting choice there. He is also featured with 2 facial expressions, and overall I think this is a good looking minifigure. Moving on to our second minifigure, Padme Amidala. Padme is featured with her early Clone Wars outfit print, which I personally think was a great choice here. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars, this is a pretty iconic look for Padme. Now, where things kind of fall apart for this figure is the face choice. In the past, LEGO has given Padme her own exclusive face print, even excluding the Clone Wars face. She normally has accurate placed moles on her face, but here I guess LEGO is reusing the same face print as they used for Jyn Erso in years past. This is definitely a lazy choice by them, but don't worry, that theme will carry throughout the rest of this set. But overall, the Padme figure is nice, and I'm glad we have an updated Padme figure. Now, on to what should be the best part of this gunship. After all, gunships are kind of viewed as a clone vehicle. The shock troopers. Helmet holes look awful. Still, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. The print design is good, but the quality that was delivered to me in my set is less than acceptable. One of my shock troopers have print errors on the torso chest plate print, as you can see here, and the helmet is just in a state of disarray. It's not a misprint. It's just printed extremely poorly for a billion-dollar company's product. I am very disappointed in the print quality of one of my shock troopers. Now, the biggest part of this set, the Commander Fox figure. I mean this in all honesty, no clout chasing, no bandwagon riding. This figure is terrible. I know this is a kid's toy, but this figure quality and execution is terrible. I don't know if it'll show as good on camera, but the torso print for Fox is seriously a problem. The white print is literally pink on the torso. Not kind of pink, but still white. I mean, it looks pink. LEGO should have taken the time to ensure that the white print would be better represented on this red LEGO body. We know it's possible. Check out my Grandpa Clone Customs review of their Commander Fox custom figure. But with the motto, only the best is good enough, we're receiving a seriously less than acceptable level of print quality. Then, the helmet. The helmet also suffers from a pink looking print, but the choice of visor color for Fox is also incorrect. If you look at any other custom Commander Fox or any reference material, Fox is always featured with a black visor. The choice of a gray visor was a bad call here. I changed this visor out right away for a black visor. I just couldn't help it. And lastly, the lack of a waist cape. I don't care how people try to twist this to defend LEGO's choice in doing this. This is such a corner-cutting, greed-driven mistake that ties the garbage bag on this garbage figure. I honestly cannot bring myself to accept this as LEGO's best effort at a Commander Fox. Only the best is good enough. Do you think that really applies here? So, the minifigures are really not that great in this set. The shock troopers are alright if the print quality is there. but the helmet holes still ruin the look of clone troopers. I won't ever give up on that. The Fox has serious print issues that are not just isolated to my figure, and the Palpatine and Padme are fine, but this is a gunship. I want clone troopers. The minifig selection may be a letdown, but how is the rest of the set? Well, first things first, it looks like a gunship, so hey, at least I got that right. Again, this gunship is based off of a single episode in Season 6 of the Clone Wars show, and it does capture the details of that variant of the gunship pretty well. The color scheme obviously looks like the reference material. The Republic logos on the front and the small one on the back ramp is there. The white strips along the doors are there. It looks like what it's supposed to look like. But that doesn't just give it a pass. This set is, of course, very much downsized compared to previous versions of the gunship. Now, downsizing can be alright. Sometimes downsizing is better. The previous versions of the gunships were large, and sure, they were too large, larger than they should have been for minifig scale. But here's a question. Who cares about minifig scale? LEGO doesn't even care. They've stated several times that they don't care about minifig scale when designing sets. If a set is minifig scale, it happens by accident. Downsizing can be good if you do everything else right along with it. The missile launchers of this gunship are very well designed and look more accurate, which I'd love to see. The old missile launchers were great, of course, giving the LEGO gunships that classic look, but they weren't really accurate. This is not the case here, however. The cockpits of the gunship are very well made, in my opinion, and feature the set's third type of sticker, a little red Republic logo on cheese slope pieces between both cockpits. These were very difficult for me to put on, and nowadays I take my time putting stickers on, and I still mess these up. These, of course, should have been printed. This gunship also utilizes trans clear windscreen pieces for the cockpits instead of the typical trans black or fogged look. I really like this shift to these clear pieces. The front ball turrets appear to be a similar design to those found in the 2013 gunship. These are well secured and aren't going anywhere very easily. At the rear of the gunship, we of course have a rear turret, which is much smaller this time compared to the previous versions of the gunship. I think this smaller turret looks really great. Along the sides towards the back of the ship, we have small storage containers on each side. These are good for storing weapons or small accessories. This set of course features a handle that allows for a decent hold on the gunship. Since this is downsized, your hands may have a hard time getting in between the missile launchers, but for kids, it should be alright. But I will say that the handle doesn't feel as stable as it should. It has a lot of play in it, and allows for the back heaviness of the gunship to dictate how it leans. But the handle is an improved design over the 2013 gunship. However, one negative of this new handle is that it is visible and intrusive into the troop bay. That is a bit of an oversight. At the top of the gunship is where we're going to start covering the not so good things about the gunship. The area between the two missile launchers is known to feature visible missiles that feed into the missile launchers. LEGO used to put flick fire missiles here, which offered playability, but also added the detail of missiles being fed into the missile launchers. In LEGO's UCS Republic gunship, they didn't miss this feature. However, on this new gunship, LEGO has decided to cut costs a bit and leave this area ready to host some sort of rocket holding something here, but they didn't include anything. Another lazy oversight. In my opinion, the single worst part of this set is the lazy decision to make the double doors one single large door. LEGO knows how to do this. They did it in 2008. There have been normal people, just like you and I, that have already modded this gunship to add a second door and make everything still work together fine. While the doors are closed, sure, it looks fine. But for kids playing with this set, it literally interferes with their ability to play with one of the set's only play features, which is accessing the troop bay. Seriously, there isn't really any other play features on this gunship. There are no accessories, there is no speeder, so the troop bay is it. And they really limit its access with this large door. The door is well made and looks good, but it's just terrible for this set to make it only one door. No one can seriously think that this is the better decision. I cannot believe that. This is just LEGO cutting corners on this set. When I started taking a closer look at this set and working on a color swapped and fixed version of this gunship, subscribe to my channel to see that video when it drops. I think they just gave up on making double doors because it can be quite difficult making double doors that stay quite snug to the body of the gunship. It obviously isn't impossible. Like I said, other people have already done it and they've done a great job. But I seriously think LEGO was just lazy with making this door. Once you have access to the troop bay, it's alright. Since it's downsized, I find it a bit difficult for me to place figures in it. I can fit about 4 figures in it right along the front of the very small troop bay provided to us by the large single door. But in order to put more figures farther back in the troop bay, I have to remove the door just to give me better access. This isn't fun. And it's not just because I have adult hands. There is legitimately little room to put figures in and press down on their helmets or heads to make sure they're on studs. And another pinch of salt to add to the wound is the front space under the cockpit. A door on each side opens upward to reveal an area to do nothing with. Nothing is included in this part of the gunship. No command station, no weapon rack, no storage containers, nothing. Why even include this area and allow it to open if there's nothing there? Yet again, another area LEGO cut corners. Moving right along, the wings of the gunship are thin. Again, thanks to the downsizing, the wings definitely took a hit. But the worst part about this is the stud shooters. Now, I think this was a good idea to put these here. It is a playset after all. But at least make it white to match the color scheme of the ship and what we see in universe. However, I would have loved to have an alternate build option for this that just included white windscreens to put on both wings, top and bottom. Now, we've covered all the good and bad things about this set. Let's talk about how this gunship even exists as it does today. I think it's fair to say that no one ever saw this type of gunship coming. And honestly, I don't think anyone really wanted this. We've talked about wanting variants of the gunship like Plo Koon's gunship and other recolor options of the white gunship, but an all dark red shock trooper gunship was probably not on anyone's wish list. Now, I have a theory as to why this exists. I have no proof of this is just my theory. I think LEGO created this because of how much dark red they are currently producing across all of their themes, or maybe just the LEGO Star Wars theme. The Ahsoka show brought back the T6 Jedi shuttle that uses quite a bit of dark red. They had all of the dark red pieces flowing. Why not make an all dark red gunship? People are demanding a new gunship. What is the easiest way we can do this? I feel that this theory is supported by a few points that I'll highlight here. The redesign of the missile launchers on the gunship. The pieces used in making the tubes are almost exclusively available in white. There are some other colors, of course, like light bluish gray, but nothing really acceptable for a gunship. A normal colored gunship would need a bit more red to be accurate. That's why we've seen so much red on the missile launchers in previous versions. The inclusion of Commander Fox instead of Commander Thorn. I would argue that Commander Thorn would have been an easier figure to make, and it would have been closer to accurate. They wouldn't have had to make an all-red clone trooper and print white on it. They would just have to print red on white, which is no problem for them. The inclusion of Palpatine. If LEGO really wanted to make a set based on the Clone Wars episode this gunship was featured in, to make this set accurate, we would see a Clovis figure. I wouldn't want that anyways. And of course, Padme would have had an accurate outfit to match what she looked like in that episode as well. And just for the record, I think the best thing for this set, minifigure-wise, would have been to just drop Palpatine and Padme and add another 2 shock troopers. Or keep those 2 and just add 2 more shock troopers. Clearly, they were just being nice to us with the ATTE at the same $140 price point. I just feel like LEGO found themselves in a position to make an all-dark red gunship and scrambled to find an all-red gunship that had been on screen before, and they just ran with that. There isn't really any other reason for them not to just make a regular traditional white gunship. There was no fan demand for an all-red gunship. There is definitely more to this. So, wrapping things up here, I think the main issue here is LEGO's greed. I think they cut too many corners on this set. They knew they were going to make a gunship at $140, which doesn't work, to produce a quality gunship. They cut a lot of corners on the set to keep their development and product costs on this set low, because they knew they could sell a ton of these at $140. But you know what? Maybe it won't sell as good as they thought it would. When was the last time a Clone Wars set this popular didn't sell out within the first 24 hours of release? While building this set, I did find a few times where it felt like LEGO was purposefully using more parts than needed to inflate the piece count. I don't think it's an acceptable excuse, but I think if this gunship was released at $170 with the increased budget to selling price ratio, we would have been having a completely different conversation about this gunship. The helmet holes would still be a problem, but the set could have been better. At least, that's what I think. But you know what? It didn't come out for $170. It came out for $140. So here we are. I can't help but feel so bad that this set was given this level of mistreatment. It really hurts to say that I do not recommend a new gunship, and I don't recommend this new gunship. There just isn't anything good that comes with this set for $140. We, the customers of LEGO, are losing when buying this set at $140. I think closer to $100 is easier to accept, but even then, $100 doesn't fix the poor quality that the set is currently delivering, and the poor quality that it will continue delivering with the Commander Fox torso and helmet print, the laziness of the single large door, the lack of anything in the front compartment, nothing on top of the gunship, filling the void where some kind of rockets or missiles should be. A lower price point does not fix this. I know there are several of you out there that do like this new variant of Gunship, and your hopes are high that LEGO will continue delivering variants of Gunships every few years. I get why you may take this as a sign of good things to come, but I have to err on the side of pessimism. I do not think LEGO will be giving us a Plos Bros Gunship or any other variant moving forward. I mean, hey, I hope I'm wrong, but I think that this is what we're stuck with for the next 10 years, and that is ultimately what really sucks for me. This is the next Gunship that will carry us through another 10 years of LEGO Star Wars. It's a shame they didn't just go with a fan favorite, traditional colored Clone Wars themed Gunship. I would certainly be buying more of those than I am of this set. I'll leave you with this. You may feel excited about this set and feel like you actually like this, even with its flaws. But ask yourself one question. Do you actually like this set, or do you just like that we have a new Gunship? Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please check out my other LEGO Star Wars and other LEGO product reviews on the end screen now.